Good afternoon, Southeast Asia. I'm Vulcan, and with me is Amplifier. We'll be your casters for the second day of the knockout stages between Team Manila Eagles and Young Generation. This is actually their second face-off.
Yeah, actually, and we just saw, game one. Sadly, TME, they weren't able to catch up. We saw that throughout the game, Young Generation just had so much control, especially props to Venus because he was really able to keep control over the jungle. Coops couldn't keep up. Venus always had his eyes on Coops the entire game, and so eventually, Tristana was able to just scale out of control. We saw Big Cora with insane amount of damage all throughout, especially during that late game. So hopefully, TME is able to catch up to the movement and maybe TME should prevent YG as a whole from gaining so much map control this game.
So right now, this would be the second game to determine if Team Manila Eagles are still running for it, going to Worlds.
Exactly.
But note that if Team Manila Eagles wins this game, they will be moving on to the third day of the knockout stages, which is like the finals of GPL.
Yes.
So this is going to be a very deciding match for
Yeah,
Philippines.
exactly. This best of 5 is going to decide whether or not TME can make it over to the play-in stage, because not only do they have to beat YG, they also have to beat whoever loses between GAM and Ascension today. So they have to get through 2 teams. But YG, they have to do the same, but the favor is on their side because so far TME haven't really won any game against YG, even during the group stage. So
that's pretty much a crushing blow in terms of morale, because we're knowing that Team Manila Eagles, they are actually the new teams.
Yes.
Same as Young Generation, they are the second seed of Vietnam, and this time they will be taking away the Callista. Interestingly, because we are seeing that all guns out, this will be Team Manila Eagles going out on their most picked champions.
Yeah. So we'll have to see the bans though. Corki being banned. This was something Trevor used a lot in this tournament, so they're going to be taking away that comfort pick. Gragas and Cyan also being removed. And the TME taking away Lulu, Renekton, and Rek'Sai. We'll see what YG locks in. Might be the Elise. We'll have to see if Venus finalized. Okay, they did. Now we'll have to see what the third pick is. Mid lane still up. Gonna be the Thresh and Callista.
This is actually more of, let's say, Rox's most picked champion support too, but it's actually sad that we will not be seeing one of the high-class supports going towards Team Manila Eagles. But let's see, what will they finalize in the first phase of the draft, because we can already determine what can happen just from the drafting phase itself. Let's hope that Team Manila Eagles will not get out-drafted. They will be picking up that Blitzcrank.
Yeah, so it is going to be the Blitzcrank locked in. And we'll have to see what the remaining bans are. We still don't have any mid laners on either side, so they might be taking away a couple more. Although both bot lanes are already in. Maybe junglers will be banned, though Jarvan has already been taken. So that is a flex pick, though. We'll have to see where TME decides to put that one.
And we are seeing that Young Generation already removing the Science, so this will not be JLC picking it up. They are going to be removing one of the hard-to-control mid laners, which is going to be LeBlanc.
Yeah, so taking that away from Naul. And he has played it a lot, actually. I think he played it around twice or 3 times during the group stage and even yesterday. So
and also right now they are also removing the Shen, which is JLC's most picked top lane.
Even back locally, that is one of his favorites. The global presence, I think, that JLC brings to the game is a really huge asset of TME. So it's really a good idea to probably take that away from them. We'll have to see what the final other bans are. Still no top laner for TME, so they still don't know what JLC will go for. But Gnar is going to be banned on the side of TME, taking that away from Ren. Although he has only played that once so far this tournament.
What is Young Generation going for right now? I mean, they have the Thresh, the Callista, the Elise. TME has the Jarvan, Xayah, and Blitzcrank. What should be this high prioritized pick right now? Because we are seeing heavy bans on the mid top, and this time the Sejuani is being removed because they are expecting that maybe this Jarvan could be a flex.
Yeah, there is no Gragas. Jarvan's taken away. Zack's still open, but I don't know if Coops will be playing that, so they're really reducing the options of Coops. Maokai going to be the first lock-in here, so JLC will be on that Maokai again for this game. Most likely the Jarvan going over to Coops. So it looks like a really heavy team fight and an engaged composition on the side of TME with a bit of pick potential with a Blitzcrank there.
What I want to see from Team Manila Eagles is that get your macro down. I mean, it's evident that Team Manila Eagles macro is very Class C, whereas we see Young Generation and the Gigabyte Marines out-rotate them. No matter how good you pick your champions or the draft, if you can't use it properly, I don't think it's going to matter. But this time, looks pretty good because they will be forced to play macro because of their current picks.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, almost locking in the Ari there, but that's going to be now going for the Syndra. And the last pick will be given to Trevor, so we'll have to see what he does decide to play. In the recent games, we've been seeing Trevor actually does kind of struggle in the mid lane compared to a lot of the other mid laners in this tournament. Corki being taken away, so not sure what he's going to go for. Jace is still open, Lucian's still open. He has played both of those. So we'll have to see. Zed and Ari are also still open, which he does play as well. We'll have to see what he does. Oh, Cassiopeia. Actually, I was thinking that earlier because it does kind of match the rest of the composition of TME. They're really going for this, team fight focused AoE damage going everywhere. So this is going to be all on Trevor and Marky really to be the damage dealers for the game. And then it's going to be JLC, Kups, and Rox, really setting up the plays for them to deal the damage.
So we will be seeing JLC on that Maokai, but question on everyone's mind, can Trevor face well against the Syndra with a cleanse for summoner spells? But this will be the battle of the mid laners. Let's see if the Philippines Pride, Team Manila Eagles, will be trying to take away a victory. Perhaps moving towards the knockout stage.
Maybe.
Raising the flag and moving one step closer to Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams are both one step closer. Oh, well, actually, no, it's YG because they did win Game 1. TME needs to stop this snowballing of YG. I'm sure they have felt a lot of there was a morale boost rather from Game 1 because YG was able to really dominate that game pretty much. In TME, I believe we were talking earlier with some of the casters that it's quite difficult to solve the problems of TME in a single tournament span. I mean, improving macro isn't just gonna happen in the the snap of a finger. But hopefully we see TME execute this team composition well. It is a kind of composition that they're more or less familiar with. They really do like to run this where GLC and Kups are able to set up the engages for Marky and Trevor, especially Marky, really being the sole damage dealer. But then again, YG, looking at their composition, there's a lot of pick potential. You've got the Thresh, you've got the Elise with a lot of that early pressure, and then Ren on the Trundle could possibly shut down GLC being on a tank. So we'll have to see how that pans out.
Well, GLC loves Pina, so that Trundle may give a big trouble, but we just have to see it in person, because we tend to see where drafts do end up really well for TME, but it's the fact that, as we always say, macro for TME is not really that good.
Yeah.
Then they should really pick it up as soon as they can. But let's hope that this Game 2 will be the start of TME ramping it up, because if ever they give YG another point, that's match point, and that will give unnecessary strain towards TME.
Yeah, let's see now how this game is going to go. TME. Oh, whoa,
flash and hook,
flash and
connect
hook
onto pallet. Really nice move from Rox, but a bit too aggressive. A flash for flash.
Yeah.
I guess they do want to show the Blur bloodlust.
Let's see if anyone gets any vision control. That's Venus actually moving up with Nowell onto the blue, or rather red buff of TME. Yep, they put a couple of wards down, but TME mirrors the same. So we'll have to see where the junglers do decide to start. But man, you can tell both of these teams really hungry right now. It could go either way still. This is a best of 5. And we've already, or rather, everyone knows how unpredictable esports can be. TME isn't out of the game just yet.
But looking at how JLC is feeling the wrath of Ren in top lane, this will be difficult. But as we always see, that maybe we will be seeing a surprise from Team Manila Eagles. This is their last chance if they have any hopes and dreams to make it to Worlds.
Yeah, so we're actually seeing TME knows that YG Venus will be starting over at the red buff. So we'll have to see how that goes. Kups starting at the blue. And yeah, this mid lane should be interesting. We've mentioned that Trevor, again, he does tend to struggle in the mid lane, and especially so with this Cassiopeia and Syndrome matchup.
But bottom lane looks really bad because Rox does not have his flash, so this does give Young Generation more space to abuse the summoner down, knowing that that is a Callista against a Xayah champions. who are heavy in the positions because they have to position properly. But when it comes to sheer raw power, I would hand it to the Zaya for Marky because he tends to go for more damage. But
Whoa!
Marky will be forced to catch that hook, a flash in from the
Oh,
ADC,
wow.
and that would be the first blood going to Young Generation.
Oh,
Big
no.
Koro with the aggressive plays.
Yeah, that cannot be good for TME, giving over the first blood to Big Koro so early on in the game. Hopefully that doesn't snowball out of control, but really great job, like you said, from YG. You know, full aggression. They were really committed to get that kill there and burning the flash and still getting the kill as well.
Trevor, though, at least he is playing a bit more aggressive, more confidence. We can sense that from Trevor, but it tends to shift towards hitting champions. But right now, Trevor will be responding towards Venus. A flash for flash over that wall. Venus repels away into the Crux side. Thanks to the vision, but it would be Coops going in for the Drac Black combo. This is Venus, very low in health, and Trevor picks up the kill.
Alright, so Venus actually getting pretty over-aggressive there. He didn't have much vision, especially towards the mid lane, so he didn't see Trevor moving over there to try and finalize the kill. He does get it, so that's going to be one kill there for Trevor. And Venus, yeah, again, a bit over-aggressive there. Got to keep track of the other laners' movements before invading like that.
This is going to help Coops in terms of gold because we are seeing that Venus really wants to shut that jungler down, but we are seeing some rotation from Rocks. Nice bait from the hook to really burn that flash from Naul.
Yeah, and actually Naul switching over to the Ghost instead of the Cleanse, so he's going to be using that instead. Maybe that might help if Trevor wants to go for this mid lane exchanges. We'll have to see.
Oh boy, this is bad news for the bottom lane. We are seeing heavy control by Pallet and Big Koro. TME may have to rely on Trevor on this match for the meantime, because when it comes to late game, let's hope that Marky will step up. But Young Generation being the second seed of Vietnam, we should expect that they are expecting what we are expecting. Like in a way that they are thinking one step ahead of TME. So this is going to be crucial because TME cannot show their cards just yet.
Yeah, TME trying to keep up with the vision. They've actually got a ward there at near the riverside.
Oh, JLC really putting the hurt onto Ren. So this is going to be his advantage for now. Level 4. Marky.
Ooh, close
really
hook there.
close.
So far in the itemization, things looking pretty even still. Although JLC does have a Dorans and a Cloth Armor up at top lane. So he should be able to tank that out for now. Ren still going to be waiting for the more offensive items to kick in. Nice stun there.
Oh, good thing level 6 did not happen just yet, because if Naul was 6, that would have been a dead snake. So Trevor really has to shape things up, and the fact that he cannot be too close, we are seeing some control wars.
Going for the engage.
Flash and play. No lantern connecting just yet. There will be an improvise from Venus hooking on to Rocks.
Oh, my Rocks.
Well, Cubs is there for a respawn. Draft
He lives.
He lives, but no Cataclysm yet. He's just level 4, but Marky's taking really well. Cubs gets kill onto Venus. Ignited. Pallet takes the trade off, and Marky's chasing him down. 2 members of Young Generation will be responding. Out-rotating Team Manila Eagles.
Oh no, the rotation's definitely in YG's favor. It's going to be a 3-for-1 in their favor, and that's going to boost them to around a 2,000 gold lead at 6 minutes in. Well played there by YG. At first I thought they were going to lose out on that trade, but YG able to respond immediately. And Trevor actually late to the party there, so he wasn't able to help. Now able to help clean up that bottom lane engage.
I really thought that Team Manila Eagles had the advantage there. But when it comes to commitment, they had second thoughts.
Yeah.
We could see that maybe we should head back. We are seeing that Big Koro was stacking those trends really well. Seeing that he did have his heal and the ignite was ready for Pallet, this adds extra kill pressure. So kill score right now, 4-2. Let's hope that this aggression in the river might be the tipping point for Team Manila Eagles. Gold-wise, not too far behind, but all onto Big Koro. 100% kill participation means he has the most gold right now. Picking up the recurve bow, will be building towards the blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah, they're really going to be trying to snowball Big Koro. We'll have to see if TME can stop that from happening. Meanwhile, YG seems like they're trying to get control of this top side, putting down some vision and securing the scuttle as well. So TME have to be wary. JLC Gonna have to be careful here up in top lane.
They will be playing towards the late game, seeing how they've picked up the Cassiopeia. They will really wait out for Trevor's spike. But knowing that Marky is 0-2-1, he will be forced to buy the Boots of Speed and Longsword and the refilling pot because he cannot build towards the... We normally see Marky after his first back, he gets the BF sword, but not this time. He is very behind.
Yeah, waiting for the spike is really actually what TME is going to be doing for the next few minutes because Trevor on this Cassiopeia and Marky on the Saya, this is going to take a while for them to actually meet the damage of Naol and Big Koro. So it's going to be a waiting game. TME, you know, they have to be patient. They have to put down the proper vision so they don't get picked by the Elise and by Pallet here.
Look at the control in the bottom lane for Young Generation. Big Koro and Pallet, they don't want any response coming in from Team Manila Eagles, and JLC will be forced to at least stay under his turret, seeing how Ren is really pressuring him in the top lane, and JLC cannot make any teleport plays. Why? Because Ren can just easily cancel that out with the Ice Pillar. But now, I think we're going to be seeing some action here. Venus going into the top lane.
Whoa!
JLC does not see this.
Oh!
Forcing on his flash, but this will be a tower dive. Here comes the ultimate for JLC, but Subjugate is just too much.
Oh, wow.
Big Kuro. Venus, however, still going in all end, and the Thunderlord's Decree will be more than enough for Young Generation to pick that up.
Oh, close call on Ren there. One
Really
more turret
big
hit, and he
call.
would have been dead. But Venus, you know, he's able to repel and finalize that kill. Gonna make it 5-2 on the kill score with around still almost a 3,000 gold lead actually on YG's side 9 minutes in.
And the first
Meanwhile,
turret.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first blood on the turret going over
Not
to
yet, but they are
YG.
rushing it. But I just gotta say that Venus had a really big call there. But now we're seeing Coops. And here,
Oh.
he does not see that coming. There's the box on the floor. Flay for the denial. Coops is a sitting duck, forced to give Big Koro a kill.
So well played there by YG Pallet, just waiting for Coops to walk into his little trap and then using the Flay to block the
But this could be a
Dragon's
chance for
Flag
TME
Dragon.
to fight back. No box, no ultimate just yet, and there's no more utilities for Pallet to use.
Oh.
Leaving behind Big Koro. Flash in from Marky will not be enough. The teleport
TP.
is coming in. Marky is going to be
no.
saying his last words, but will he go down? Fate's Call coming in. Marky for the Ice Pillar slow, and the knockup with Big Koro on a rampage. 402 for Young Generation.
Yes. Not keeping in mind the TP there from Ren. The top tower was actually already down. So TME should have already kept that in mind before they committed down to that bot lane engage. But didn't go in their favor. Stun here in the mid lane.
Venus going in. There's the stun onto Trevor. He does not last long enough for his teammates to catch up. This is Cheap Coops with JLC trying to make things right, but the lantern is there for the safe. Pallet is doing a really good job here, but for Team Manila Eagles, kill score of 8-2, this is really bad. Despite Marky, he is losing his lane, but still not cutting back on his aggression. This is something they need to remedy right now before it's too late.
Oh my gosh, YG going in.
Venus lands the cocoon onto Coops. Coops does flash away. JLC is still there. Rox lands the hook onto Pallet. Pallet's very low, but there's no one to finish him off. JLC very low on mana. Ren is there. He did use the subjugate there, so JLC is a bit soft. Coops goes in. He does not have the Cataclysm just yet. It is still on cooldown, but it'll be TME trying to pick things off from Young Generation. The hook will not connect, while JLC is still trying to buy some time, but Coops is in kill range. Very low on health, forced to back away from Young Generation.
Whew. That's gonna actually,
Big
Bikoro
Koro
looking for a kill there onto Coops, but Coops, he should be able to escape. That should reset the fight. No kills onto either side there. But looking at the gold right now, it's almost a 6,000 gold lead for YG at 11 minutes in. Pick after pick. This is what we were afraid of in the pick and ban phase. When Pallet and Venus and Noel will start to roam around, the single target kill potential is just really high. And they've had control over all of the lanes. You can see right now that there's a CS lead in every single lane right now on the side of YG. And that's
Huge
really
for
given
the
them
lane.
so much control over the tempo of this game. And TME, again, the patience, it's still on their side. They need to find a way to catch up in terms of this gold, maybe slow down the game.
This is pretty colossal when it comes to the bot lane, though. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a huge gold lead right now.
Gold lane, huge this deficit for Marky. But hope is not yet lost.
Yeah,
We did see that TME pulled off the same disadvantage they had with Qualifier Hunters, but it was the fact that Team Manila Eagles went for the late game composition. But this will be Trevor locked down under his own turret, played away. Trevor for the petrifying gaze will not find anyone. Pallet is on a killing spree.
Yeah, very nice rappel to dodge the ult there, and they're able to finalize the kill. This might be a mid turret for YG, and the TME can stop them. Rocks looking for the hook, but it is gonna miss.
Kill score is really on the young generation. The gold lead right now is reaching towards
1,000
lockdown from Cubs, really aiming towards Naul, but Naul, it will not go down alone. This will be Marcus' first kill. Let us hope that his sacrifice is not in vain. The Ocean Drake is live, not yet taken away. We are seeing young generation, 3 members on the red side of TME.
Oh no!
Bates called, ready in for the clash. Here comes the blast code, engage. Mikoro remains untouched. Stacking up those threads very nicely. This will be the execute for JLC.
Not worth it. That's going to end up becoming a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of YG. The initial pick there from Kops, I think it was a bit miscommunicated. He went in way too fast, and the follow-up from his teammates wasn't there fast enough, so he actually died before they could kill Naul. And then the entire time that was happening, Bigoro circles around with the rest of his team to try and get another kill. So that's now 11-3 on the kill score. And again, TME, they don't have to feel, too pressured to try and keep up with the kills. They don't have to try and catch up with them that way. All they have to do really right now is to try and slow things down. They don't have to keep going for these engages. They just have to keep their vision up, and trying to catch up, especially in terms of itemization. Marky doesn't have a single core item yet, and Big Koro is already approaching his second. So that's really a big problem here for TME. They really need to catch up.
50 CS lead for Bikoro. 50 CS lead and 4 kills and 2 assists ahead of Marky. TME really has to think properly before they even start engaging onto young generation, who is at a colossal lead compared to them. 11-3 kill score is already a huge indicator. I just do not understand why TME are still trying to pull off clashes where they know that their win rate per clash is very low. Well, let's hope that young generation will have a slip up and TME can use this to their advantage. But the Rift Herald will be contested right now. We are seeing JLC approaching it a bit too late. He does catch a lot of CC. Rift Herald might just get the reset though. Coops going in. The Rift Herald goes to young generation still. The Unleashed Power will not finish anyone
off. TME. They're sandwiched here.
They're sandwiched. They're going to be pincered right here. We are going to be seeing a Fates coming in. Coops cannot do anything. Big Koro is dominating. And right now, this will be young generation collapsing onto Team Manila Eagles. We can see all the members of TME falling down one by one. But at what price? At what contest? Just for the Rift Herald.
And now 9,000 gold lead in favor of YG. You have to commend them for the play so far. It's just been such a clean game from minute 1. They were able to get all these clean picks. Everyone is always on the same page when they go for those calls. And then for that play right there with the Rift Herald, it was pretty much just baiting TME into that little trap. They had the vision all over that side of the river. And then when TME fell for the bait, all they had to do was pincer them in and then go for the engage. So really well played there by YG.
It was a touchdown for young generation. They were grouping up against TME, making their own traps, and TME just walked straight into that. This is big trouble because now we are seeing the, as I like to call it, the no hope zone, because in a way that when a gold reach is around 10,000
at 16 minutes.
Holy.
Yeah, that's
if it's that much, well, I think
you start to pray.
I think we don't need to start praying. We need to make offerings and make a shrine here. The only way that TME can ever bounce back from this deficit is where they stop picking up fights where they cannot win. But here's the replay on what happened.
Yeah, let's take a look at that team fight. So again, TME, they fall for the bait. Look at all the wards around this river. YG could see every single movement that TME was making. And then once the pincer came in, all you had to do was spill all of that damage. Big Koro going for the DPS. No one could lock him down. And so at that point, it's just pretty much a cleanup. It doesn't really matter the team fight execution. What matters is how it got to that team fight. It's really just TME falling for that bait.
TME, though, going back to their puberty, we are seeing them very edgy. In their days, they are not thinking properly. They must, at least, in my opinion, shape up, reaffirm themselves as the solid teams that made it here to GPL. They are here for a reason. They took down Fallen Per Hunters. This is confidence they had, but overconfidence will result into this. Venus propels away, buying some time. Flash burn for Venus, however. We are seeing that Ren is in the vicinity. No trouble for Venus just yet. Teleport is being burned for JLC, but Pallet is looking for the hook shot. It does not reach anyone. Rock's going in with the overdrive, but changes his mind. Now will over that wall, landing a great two-man stun. With the scattered away, Coops is joining in the fight. His Cataclysm is not available. Why? He used that in the blue side. So this further diminishes the clash potential of TME.
Yeah, and Trevor can't save that tower there. He's going to have to back out. And I guess one thing to point out is that Rocks on this Blitzcrank, they really weren't able to maximize its pick potential that much. We didn't see much movement from TME to maximize the Jarvan, Maokai, Blitzcrank potential, engage potential that they had rather throughout the game. It was really just YG controlling the pace of the game, and TME never really able to answer back all that well.
Very big trouble. Rocks catches the death sentence. That's a complete lockdown from Young Generation, but that's not over because with one member down for TME, this is going to be a landslide of a defeat because we are seeing Young Generation out-rotating, pressuring TME one after another. All they can do right now is start planning how we can bounce back from this hopeless game, but we are still going to be facing off in the third game. Coming in, Marky for the double CC lockdown. He can't even move. He's very low. And it will be Venus catching him off guard with Big Caro. Still perfect game for Big Caro for Young Generation. And this is just going to be a slaughter. We are now seeing Ren approaching in. The slow zone is there. Ren picks the kill onto Trevor. He does pick up the double, and that would be the second ace. And we are reaching the zone where TME has no hope of coming back.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's really just TME. They have to think about, the things they should learn from this Game 1 and Game 2. They can't lose composure and get too desperate in this series. There's still going to be one more game after this. It's going to be their last chance. They can't get too desperate. They have to, well, like you said, they really have to think. And I mean, I think one of the biggest lessons so far in this Game 1 and 2 is really, let's take a look at the replay first though. Man, that ult just slipping through JLC and going straight over to Marky. They knew the target that they wanted. And even with the ult there used by Marky, he wasn't able to escape. And at this point, it's pretty much just clean up. Big Caro actually dies here. But, I mean, at that point, it's just a bonus because Ren comes in and then cleans up the rest of TME at that point. But yeah, right now, TME, they have to think about what they should really improve on, especially in the next game, which should be their last.
Here's the thing. When the clash did happen in the replay, it was the CC lockdown, but it was not more of the fact that Young Generation had the upper hand when it comes to clashes. It was just the items advantage doing the numbers for them.
Exactly. Now this is going to be possibly a Baron for YG. Really little potential that TME can actually contest. There's actually a fight here. Ren
being caught off guard. The Cataclysm will be there for the lockdown, but we are not seeing any damage coming from TME. Like I said, this is Young Generation with the superior item advantage, letting them do the work. Because we are not seeing any damage from TME. We are seeing no locked-in item from Trevor. This is very disappointing because this is going to be Young Generation securing the second game with, I gotta say, the bot lane was just phenomenal and the top lane and the jungle was out-rotated by Young Generation TME. This will be their defeat and their last chance comes after this.
Yeah, exactly. So really well played there by YG. Again, another dominating victory in these past two games, and so you really have to commend YG. They've had such clean games so far in this game 1 and 2, and man, I'm sure this is really important, especially when you consider that YG may be facing either GAM or Ascension. I believe that's tomorrow. So they're really trying to polish their game because TME isn't the only team that they have to defeat if they want to make it to the play-in stage. They still have to defeat another team tomorrow. So this is just one stepping stone that will possibly lead them to Worlds. However, for TME, like you said, that was Game 2. This is a best of 5. So Game 3 will be their last chance of possibly making it to the play-in stage of Worlds. And like we keep saying over and over again, the macro play is really something that they have to look at. They're continuously getting out-rotated by YG. And I think they also have to think about what kind of team composition they need to bring out in this next game, because I don't think scaling compositions are really the best thing for them. Because they have such a hard time keeping up. Trevor and Marky never got the items that they needed actually to get through that game. So they might want to get mid-game spike comp.
Yeah, mid-game spike, and also the fact that they have to learn how to play when they're behind.
Yeah,
so
well, that's true also.
I gotta say, this is gonna be concluding the second game of the knockout stage. We have been the casters. I am Vulcan, and with me is Amplifier. We will see you after the short break. And will we see the reverse sweep that TME did? This is going to be their last chance. But then again, let's support Team Manila Eagles, Philippines representative after the short break. On to Team Manila Eagles. We can see all the members of TME falling down one by one. He can't even move. He's very low. And it will be Venus catching him off guard with Big Coro. Still perfect game for Big Coro for Young Generation. And this is just going to be a slaughter. We are now seeing Ren approaching in. The slow zone is there. Ren picks the kill on the Trevor. We are seeing no locked-in item from Trevor. This is very disappointing because this is going to be Young Generation securing the second game with, I gotta say, the bot lane was just phenomenal, and the top lane and the jungle was out-rotated by Young Generation TME. This will be their defeat, and their last chance comes after this.
Yeah, exactly. So really well played.